Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from, and real quick before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help, so thank you guys so much. And for today's video, I am finally back with some Nikke content. I apologize, but honestly, right now, I've been taking this as an opportunity to relax for the holidays, relaxing from my university semester, just vibing with friends and family right now. I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday right now, getting into the Christmas or holiday spirit and just relaxing. But also, Nikke has been pretty chill right now. We've been having kind of like a dead week, honestly, since hard mode, and we're gonna kind of have more of a dead week. But we did get an announcement of the live stream, so interesting things to talk about. So let me scoot on over and let's put it on screen right here. And as always, we are at the Goddess of Victory Nikke Twitter for the announcement of the Nikke year-end special live stream on December 29th at 1900 UTC plus 9. We'll be hosting a year-end special livestream on our official YouTube channel. We're inviting some special hosts to join us this time. Today, we're revealing the silhouettes of two of them. Can you guess who they are, commanders? And then we see what look like blobs at first, but already some internet sleuths have already kind of figured it out. And honestly, it kind of tracks for a reason that we will be talking about later. But seeing that someone is talking about the little pins on Anderson right here, kind of tracks with how this image looks right here. So I actually think that's correct. And obviously Mustang's like whatever he's wearing, his like backdrop or whatever, that makes sense as well. So it might be confirmed that the special guest hosts are going to be confirmed for Anderson and Mustang, an interesting duo to be hosting right now, which is curious because where's my girl Shifty? I guess Anderson wanted to take over, but where's my girl Anise? She's usually hosting. So maybe Mustang is taking over for her. Who knows? That's an interesting thing that I want to talk about. But when we get a better look at the image, there is a lot to talk about here in this image. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of us were suspecting that maybe for New Year we might be seeing Anise. And now, I don't know. And I want to break it down a little bit because when we see this image, there's a lot of snow going on in this image. There's a lot of snow, but there's also a lot of these white flowers. Now, a lot of these little flowers can be associated with a certain somebody who has kind of been a little bit complicated now because of Goddess Fall, but also very much associated with Snow White. And Snow White, also from Goddess Fall, kind of had something big happen with her. And that's very important to talk about because I see a lot of motifs here that can relate to Snow White. And especially coming with all this snow going on screen right here. And something that's been bugging me is that there has been a leaked image for a while now. And it's been here since Goddess Fall. Nobody has talked about it in the sense that Shift Up has. Like, it's just been there, not used at all. But now we can see it. And the reason why we can see it is that there are two hidden images here on screen. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the leaked file, but I'm not going to be needing to because it's here on screen. If you look at the top right over here, you see those little star icons, the 6 stars up there. If you look really closely right below that image, you see a silhouette of somebody. You see a visor of a certain character. And that is not tripping you out. You might focus more and you might start seeing that that's an actual face there. And not only that, but there is another one. If you look really closely too, around this bottom area where it says New Year, if you start looking around, you'll start realizing that there is also another little bit of a silhouette of somebody here. Now that might be hard to see, but some people have darkened and brightened contrast for both images. And this first one here, you can see right here where the New Year image is. You see that Snow White is appearing here in the contrast. And this image is the image that has been out for a while now. That's technically been just like a leak file. But Now it's here. So this isn't a leak anymore. It's confirmed here. Snow White, and looking different because we are getting a Snow White alt. And that's crazy. It's crazy to see that you can actually start making it out here slowly if you really look. That's crazy. But the most obvious one, in my opinion, was when we actually go look back at the top right and we see where the stars are. And if we were to actually brighten the image a little bit, it's crazy. You get to see it right here. Boom. Snow White right there. And it is pretty much confirmed that we are going to be seeing a Snow White alt for this New Year's Eve. And some people might not be excited. Some people will be. I'm pretty excited. I really like how her story arc is going, and she looks good. Trust me, like, she is going to be looking good. If you like Graves' kind of body style, it might be a little bit similar to that, just a bit smaller. Looking really nice. And it's cool to see that you can actually make it out in the image if you look really closely between the two. You can really start making out Snow White's head here with the visor. But then now, if we know for sure that we are going to be seeing Snow White because she's pretty much painted in this image, what's going on with Anise? Like, are we going to be getting two? Are we only going to be getting Snow White? What's going on? Now, this part's a bit copium, but it makes sense why Anderson is here now if he is confirmed to be the character on the left. The reason why is because Anderson, this whole part of Nikke, has been associated with the Pilgrims, either from hinting at something more to parts in the story talking about the Pilgrims, him being closely associated to them, probably, but also him in the Pilgrim Tower is the mascot for the Pilgrims. So that's really cool to see, and that makes sense. That tracks now, understanding that Snow White will be a part of this. That makes sense. But then we have the person on the right, which is most likely Mustang. Mustang is the question mark, because why would Mustang be here associated with Anderson just for hosting? Now, this part's just going to be copium. Maybe he's just going to be here just to celebrate the holidays and be festive. That could honestly be it. But a little part of my copium brain, and also just being a lunatic, I feel like there might be something more. And the reason why is because Anise honestly had her big break in the latest story chapters, but also I feel like it would be a long stretch before we wait for Anise if we have to wait for the 4-year or the 3.5. I feel like it wouldn't really be great, but at the same time, I would understand if they did that, because if they're going to focus on a certain character, it would be weird to see Anise and Snow White intertwined for a story. Or if it's going to be a completely different story and they're just going to have the banners, who knows? But I don't think it would make sense to have two very different characters and then only one have a story. Maybe they will do that. I don't know. But I don't want to fail to talk about something that we see here on the right. And we see little bookmarks. We see a bunny, a feather, and a star. And that's where my copium comes back into play. Because the bunny, hear me out, alright? Look, we got the Blanc Gotcha skin. Noir, she's kind of, having a rough time right now. But then we get the Noir Gotcha skin for New Year's Eve that matches. Hear me out. The copium is back. The feather, I honestly have a question mark with that. I'm not really sure. Because I know for sure the way Snow White is. I don't know if that's really associated with her, but maybe it could be. Who knows? And then the star, obviously, for Anise. I'm hoping, alright? I'm really hoping for Star Anise, because that's literally like the spice. And that's a star. It makes sense with Anise. Come on, shift up. Now, if it is both of them, though, that means we have 2 double banners, and that's insane. That is going to be a rough one, especially coming from Christmas. So, yeah, you might not want to see 2. I don't know what they could do. Maybe they're going to end out on a banger, but we'll have to see. Let me know how you feel about that. For sure, I'm pretty sure Snow White is going to be confirmed, especially because she is hidden in these images. So at this point, Snow White is pretty much 100% confirmed. But the copium is if we might be getting someone else, because we know we're getting the Rappy Red Hood rerun. So maybe we'll see it, because at the end of the day, I feel like it makes sense to have the host associated with at least one of their banners, so they both have their own. But we'll see. Honestly, either way, I'm excited. Let me know what you think about the Anise copium. Do you still think that we're only going to be getting Snow White? Let me know. I'm excited either way, because I personally like Snow White. I feel like she's a little underrated. And after Goddess Fall, I really do feel like I enjoy her character a lot more now, so I cannot wait to see how they go about it. But that is going to be it for me. I know right now we're going to have kind of a dead week, so just kind of chill out, enjoy time with family and everything, because next week we are going to be getting the live stream. But for now, that is going to be it for me. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, lovely night, wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care and have a good one.